and is now the Director of Operations for Asha Quran, Ray of Hope, an organization committed to educating, empathizing, and empowering culturally diverse communities while providing culturally sensitive and confidential services to people experiencing trauma. Ms. Yalitza.
I used to be able to do this without notes, but I'm a grandma now. Welcome. I'm happy to see all of you here. To me, there is no difference between there being one person here and 1,000 people here, because we can all make an impact and spread the word. So I want to begin by talking about how we've all seen the images, read the reports, and witnessed the news of the civil rights violations in the media. We've seen pictures of dads laying face down with their babies next to them, and this is probably why many of you are here. They would like to convince us that this is about citizenship. If that were true, then the government would strive to provide a path to citizenship. Instead, they are committed to vetoing any legislation like H.R. 6, the Dream and Promise Act, that comes in. They would like to tell you that this is about legality. But since it is legal to seek asylum in the United States of America, and the crime of being here without documents does not merit the punishment we are seeing, then we know that this is a lie. They would like to tell you that excluding our undocumented neighbors is best for this country. But the truth is that we depend on our undocumented citizens in many aspects of our daily lives, from the food industry to construction to tech, to the medical field, to education, to law, and so on. Undocumented citizens contribute as much, if not more, to this country than citizens. And they do it at the risk of their freedom. They would like to tell you that this is about resources, right? They're stealing our jobs. We have to feed veterans. But the truth is that our undocumented citizens pay into our community in the same way that we do. Many of them file taxes without being able to get that back. Many of them are not allowed to access our government resources like welfare, etc. So what is this really about? Simply put, it's about money and power. Our current incarceration system has profited off the pain and suffering of people of color since the inception of this country. This profit has been escalated at the expense of families throughout the country. We demand cheap labor so that we can pay low prices, but we criminalize the act of driving to work from the very people that are giving us the goods that we require. Creating a system where we punish people for seeking a better life, that feeds this mechanism. Money's bride is power. We are subjugating an entire section of our population so that we can exploit them without giving them any civil rights. It's the new Jim Crow. Just look at the debate over the census question. The power structure fears the true count. The power structure fears a true census because it may reflect a changing America. An America that is not Eurocentric, as they would like. An America that is rich in diversity and culture. They are scared of being outnumbered and losing their grip on a power base that is based on the assumption that we are all the same. Who among us would not move heaven and earth to create a better life for our families? Some of the most patriotic people that I know, that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, were undocumented. Are we really the kind of country that supports the exclusion of people based solely on their citizenship status? For those of you who are here because you can't tolerate the events we are witnessing at the border, let me tell you that families are separated in this very community through the same enforcement arm of the government that mocks the suffering of women and children at the border on their Facebook page. They come into town and pick up members of our community whose only crime is not being allowed to request citizenship. What can you do? Well, you can become active and write your representatives. You can support organizations across the country and in this very state. Organizations like the Alabama Coalition for Immigrant Justice, the Adelante Worker Center, SPLC, the ACLU. Not just monetarily, but you can volunteer. You can engage your foreign-born neighbors and show them that not all of us agree with this current climate. You can speak up for them, even if you're the only voice voice in the room with all the other voices. If you see ICE, you can video and report it immediately. You can advocate and intercede for your undocumented neighbor. And you can become active and vote. There's an undying hope that the foreign-born have that draws them to our borders. This is why they risk life and limb to get here, and this is why we should rise up and be worthy of that hope. The slogan of the immigration movement is "Si se puede," which means yes, we can. Not I, but we. I think it's time for us to count ourselves among this we and come alongside our immigrant neighbors regardless of their status and prove that cruelty, suffering, repression, and discrimination based on a piece of paper are not what makes America great. What makes America great is the people, all the people. Gracias y buenas noches.